My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Monster Train Herzal's Horde. Herzal's Workshop, sorry. Herzal's Horde is the choice between two different relics that you can get in a run. We've got Stygian Guard with the non-exile beginning and Melting Remnant with the still exile beginning. We're going to be going in. If we get the Frosted Path? Chillwind, I think it's called. Oh, this is ideal! I talked about how I really wanted to be experimenting more with the Mollusk Mages, and because they're now common, it's much easier to do so because they might be 2 copies in your start deck. And here we are with 2 copies in the start deck. We've also got Ice Storm, and we've got all the Frozen Lances because we're the normal Tethys, we're the non-exiled. Also got double Wicklash here. Seraph the Patient, that's going to be perfect as long as we can find an unnamed tome in order to counter that ability. Spells with Consume have a 50% chance to be discarded instead. Honestly, I'm probably going to want to prefer the Cleansing Water here. Chillwind! Alright. It's Chillwind, right? So spell weakness is interesting. Spell weakness as well as, like, put the spell weakness on a lower floor than the Mollusk Mages and then just nuke units as they come onto the top floor. That seems interesting, but how does it counter bosses? Right? It's very difficult to counter a boss with that. You can have a very tanky floor that the Tethys Titanbane is part of, stack a bunch of spell weakness on the enemy, and sometimes because they have so much HP, I'm talking here specifically about Seraph, even your best nuke in the next hand just won't do enough. This path is just a little bit more consistent, in my opinion. Sometimes you end up hybridizing and going for the sweep as well as Chillwind, and that would actually be exciting to see. At the start of battle, rather, enemy units appear on each floor. The reason I took the Cleansing Water is because it's going to make some trials much easier, but it's also going to make these clergymen enter with no rage. And if they enter with no rage, right, because his buff removes, yeah. If they enter with no rage, they're only dealing 1 damage. I'm pretty happy to do this. We may end up losing a Mollusk Mage or a Train Steward as a result of this. Okay, so the ideal, wow. Is this the ideal? No, it's not the ideal. So yeah, we can only prevent 1 damage here, so we actually want to set up on this floor, I think. Do we? Yes. So we go Shiny, and then Tethys behind, and then a Mollusk Mage behind that. We'll use a Frozen Lance to kill, and then we'll lose the Shiny Steward. Fine, we take 5 damage there. We'll take 1 more damage to this Clergyman next turn. Oh, that's a shame. Oh, that's an absolute crying shame. I have to use this Ice Storm on that floor. It's not where I want it to be. Yeah, I guess no real impact doing that anyway. Shiny Steward, as well as double Frozen Lance there. Perfect. As long as we kill that frontliner. Then I'm going to Protean Mold back a Shiny Steward and give it 2 extra burnout. Okay. That's all good. That's all good. We'll reform this again, getting another burnout unit, put it on the next floor. We stacked a bunch of Frostbite onto the boss. So all we need to do is keep them here for a round or 2. And done. Okay, so we get the 75 gold here, which we can then use with Energy Siphon is kind of appealing here. Ice Tornado, a little bit, maybe, I guess. I need the ability to reach backliners, and this is just guaranteed ability to reach a backliner, right? I'm not gonna look that gift horse in the mouth right now. Molded in order to get back a specific reform unit. We have 2 Wicklashes. Honestly, what we're probably gonna want to do here is find a Remnant unit and then use the Purifying Cleansers as well as the Wicklash in order to make that Remnant unit our frontline and very tanky. If we do that, we don't necessarily have to run an incant build. However, maybe we prefer an incant build, in which case we go over here, get the Stygian banner, we get the Merchant of Magic, We could upgrade Ice Storm pretty significantly if we did that. I'm going to split the middle. I'll take that card, and then we'll go over here. If we hard whiff, we'll go down here and get a Remnant unit and upgrade it. Double sack plus 10. Plus 10, -1 is really interesting there. Oh, Lodestone Totem. It's good too. Yep. We'll take that, but I don't think we're going for a... I don't think we're going for the Melting Remnant builds as I previously had pointed out that we might. So I think we... Sorry, rather, I don't think we're going for the incant stacking build anymore. I think we will go for the Melting Remnant down here. Should we? Because here we have the ability to add a... I mean, like, you know, we can double stack some things. We can get some extra burnout on the Purifying Cleanse. It's fine. But... the real star of the show here would be Ice Storm with increased to its damage dealt, and then a decrease to its cost, and then moving over here to Hellvent it. It's absolutely stellar. It's really hard to turn this down, I think. I do want it to be 0 cost as well. I'm going to hold on to the rest of my money. I don't want to reroll there and not see anything that I want and just have wasted 60. Enemy units appear with armor 10. That is kind of bad for us. But I really like the idea of this unit draft because it leaves me open to still getting a Melting Remnant unit frontline or a Stygian frontline. Just leaves me open to the possibilities, you know? Unfortunately, we don't have the ability to cast extra stuff on the bottom floor here, so... There we go. Come on, spell card! Hey, just needed one so I could kill that top liner. Okay, that's an easy kill there as well. Sinner's Burden. Probably the best that I can get done there. Hopefully we get a reform next turn. Did not. Yeah, this isn't the best fight of all time, I'll say that much. Okay, we got Tethys back there at least. Got a Mollusk Mage. So Tethys, Mollusk Mage in front. Then that one there. Stacked a little bit more Frostbite now. Let's reform again. Oh, wow. Perfect pickup. We definitely don't need another Mollusk Mage. Titan's Gratitude is not awful here. It has the attuned keyword, and attuned says multiply the effects of magic power by 5. So if I happen to have a Mollusk Mage out on the floor, that is plus 40 damage to that Titan's Gratitude. If I have 2 Mollusk Mages out on that floor, that is plus 80 damage to that Titan's Gratitude. I don't think I'd take another Purifying Cleanse speculatively here. Okay. Okay, that's interesting. It's Siren of the Sea. It's Siren of the Sea, and we change our entire game plan back. So we want Siren of the Sea, Lodestone Totem, Tethys Titanbane, and Mollusk Mage on the same floor. We could add an extra Mollusk Mage if we happen to increase the size or have the ability to descend or descend later on. This is our... Yeah, this is directly before our Daedalus fight. So we go into the 4th ring, and then we no longer get common cards as rewards from anything, which means that we're not going to have Dripfall. And if we don't have access to Dripfall, we're not going to be overstacking the floor in that way. Okay, so what we're looking for here is Siren of the Sea goes to this Merchant of Steel with no upgrades yet. However, it's possible I end up removing it using the Unstable Portal, and then using this Stygian banner to get an upgrade, or just upgrade this one. Really depends on whichever turns out to be better at the time. Take the Siren of the Sea. Okay. And then come over here and do this. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, we'll take Dante. The reason we take Dante here is not because of the unit itself, although the unit itself is pretty much always great. But, oh my god, we can even give it plus 10s with a Wicklash. Wow, maybe that's actually what we're doing the Purifying Cleanse and stuff on. And if we're doing that, where does the Lodestone Totem go? Do we have to take Capacity and then cut both Mollusk Mages? I wanted to play around the Mollusk Mages a lot more. You can see this is very much the plan that I had in the deck so far, but we're about to get a lot of magic power just from Dante's Cloak. That should be much more than enough to cover us. Definitely get the Ice Storm duplicated here, though. Alright, Daedalus, how you going? Good day. Alright. Nah, mate, just here to kill you, eh? Well, there's the Lodestone Totem and the Tethys Titanbane in the opening hand. We'll set up on the top floor, I think. So we're not setting up the Lodestone Totem this time. We'll have to wait for a rotation. Fine. It's fine. We need to start scaling the health of the Siren of the Sea here anyway. I mean, sure, let's Mollusk Mage it up then. Ooh, good hits. Do I want to start Wicklashing someone? So how deep is the deck? The deck is 21, so it's it's 4 to draw through the majority of it. There's another Wicklash and a Purifying Cleanse in here. I'm just going to assume that I draw those over the next 4 turns. But if I don't draw one of them next turn, this Wicklash just kills the Mollusk Mage. However, if it kills the Mollusk Mage, I can then just get it back with a primitive mold. So, like, it feels like I'm not... nothing risked here. Nice. And we also want it to have Burnout so that we have a target on this floor so that we can start hitting them with the Burnout spells so we can still get the incant triggers on the Siren of the Sea. That was a really comfy turn. Gotta love that Titan's Gratitude right there. Do I want to pop it off already? Sure. It's fine. As long as I manage to kill those two and take no damage that turn, couldn't have worked out better for us, frankly. Could not have asked for more. Okay. Getting sweep on Titan, Tethys Titanbane now would actually be really good. $14. Okay, yeah. Yeah, as long as we cast anything here, we're fine. Right? As long as we cast our spell, at least. So we're taking the damage to Dante's Candle here, then? Yes. Oh, I could have sworn that was going to get the Disciple Foot Soldier in the backline down as well. Otherwise, I wouldn't have cast the second one. Okay. A sequencing problem there, whatever. It happens. It'll happen to you a million times over the course of playing this game, I guarantee you that much. Yeah, here's the moment of truth. Alright, we're live. That was definitely going to be the... What I was about to say, that's definitely going to be the scariest part of the run for us, but it probably will. It probably will, right? Because we've got this Merchant of Steel here, and that's where we really need to be. Gifts Regard, Ancient Synergy. I kind of want to Gifts Regard, but then I end up possibly burning out the Ice Storms. Oh, and then I burn down my deck to just Dante's Candles. Yeah, I definitely don't want to do that. It's Ancient Synergy. As much as I love the idea of taking that Lodestone Totem, I haven't been able to play them yet. I both want draw and energy here. I want to be able to cast the Lodestone Totem, but the only thing that's preventing me is, like, that's the big benefit of the Fel's Remonstrance right now. Extra energy is a little bit better with the Dante's Candles in the deck as well. Herzal's Compound is almost certainly the correct choice, though. It's rough. All right. Merchant of Steel is large stone. That's probably not really relevant to us. Let's upgrade the champion first. Okay, we got handheld, so we got sweep. We now have the ability to kill backliners. That's what we were missing previously. Okay. Just trying to figure out the ordering here. It's definitely Stygian. We found the God of the Unnamed, which means Siren of the Sea and spell damage is going to be the way that I take down frontliners a lot of the time. I'm going to have to deal with the Ancient Synergy differently. I think we cut the Siren of the Sea from the deck and we take the God of the Unnamed here. Okay. We reroll on this one. That's a hard fail. Endless plus 25. It's fine. We completely hard whiffed on the Siren of the Sea. I should have re-rolled the shot before I looked at the choices. Yeah, I stopped my ordering consideration a little early because I knew that no matter what I got, I was looking for a tank unit in the front lane anyway. If you're wondering why I'm removing the Siren of the Sea here rather than something else, like a Shiny Steward, it's because this is a priority draw unit. It's a priority draw unit because it was offered to us by a unit banner. And as a result of being a priority draw unit, it will be... So you are guaranteed every hand to draw a priority in your first deck cycle, to draw a priority unit if one still remains in your deck. So by removing this, I effectively anti-clog my opening hands. I also may want to just consider a couple more purges to train Seeds here. Yeah, I think I'll take the 150 purge. 150 purge here is 60 plus 90. It's the first two purges. Okay, and then this next area is another Unstable Vortex next to another Merchant of Steel. Unfortunately, in Merchants of Steel at the moment, I'm fishing for just one thing, and it's Incant plus 2 armor. That's the big thing I'm looking for from those. So I don't know if I want to go to that side exclusively looking... I mean, the Unstable Vortex is pretty good there as well. But the Merchant of Magic gives us the ability to possibly give holdover to the Ancient Synergy. Reduce the cost of the Titan's Gratitude so that I can always play it as the last card of the turn. Wow, there's actually not that many good things I can do over that side either. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What I just realized is this deck has very little room for growth. Yeah, they can come in with all that armor, it's fine. As long as I set up on a high floor, I should be able to just nuke them down with spells before they really get to me. Interesting, I actually get to play the Lone Stone Totem this time. Probably set up on floor 2, I imagine. Absolutely perfect. Literally could not have been better for us. I'm gonna throw a Whiplash out there on the Tethys. I intend to end up reforming the Tethys. I figured the Tethys was gonna die against spikes and then I was gonna reform it, but if that doesn't happen, I'll make it happen manually. Afraid I'm gonna have to do this myself. Double Dantes? That seems right. Certainly get a Mollusk Mage on this floor. I don't mean to worry anyone, but oh my god. Whew. Yikes. If we didn't find the Tethys at any point here, it was just going to be completely tragic. Yeah, there we go. I couldn't find a reform for the absolute life of me. I could have sworn I put some of them in the deck. Your battle starts with armor 15. Sure, that'll just add a little extra health for us. Guardian Stone. Wow. So is it Guard of the Unnamed? Okay, so we're about to get what's his name? Fast Boy. I think it might be Guardian Stone. So the idea then becomes the Guard of the Unnamed, the Lodestone Totem, the Guardian Stone, and Tethys on the same floor. And that is our sweep floor, as well as the setup for our ongoing damage. And then our kill floors are spell floors, as well as the Dante standing by himself, alone. Hard pass. Didn't need any of it. Hey, Dante. How's it going, bud? Well, actually, hang on. We previously thought that we couldn't find much over here, but now we can. Because, obviously, Dante wants quick. Dante doesn't want multi-strike. Dante does want plus 10, though. Plus 25 to the... Lodestone Totem is so much harder to play. We'll always have the Guardian Stone out, though. The Dante intercepted the damage there. Reroll. Large Stone. Perfect. Alright. Out. Then another plus 25. This can go on the Lodestone Totem. Unfortunately, we still haven't found the incant one there. We had pretty much exactly the right amount of money for that shop. I'm pretty happy about that. A random Hellhorn's Melting Remnant or Umbra consumable card. Melting Remnant's probably the least... Is it the least useful here? Actually, Umbra's pretty useful. Umbra's really useful. That's great. That's the ability to put down an extra Mollusk Mage or whatever on that floor. It's also a zero-cost spell. I'm actually really excited to have that. We're probably not going to consume remove that, but it's theoretically possible, sure. I actually really enjoy the amount of primitive mods we have. We probably do cut a Mollusk Mage here. Yeah. Sorry about it, bud. Enemy units sent to a spell shield too. That's actually pretty bad for us. So we're going to have a sweep floor on the lower floor that kills all of the sycophants and such, and then the Clipped Guardian goes up to the next floor. The Clipped Guardian would be up against Dante the Deceptive. It would have a decent amount of damage on it at that point. Honestly, I think we can do this. I think we can do this with Dante in particular. Okay. Interesting. I really want the 75. Merchant of Magic and Herzal's Horde is in the next area. Hellvent Unstable Portal on the other side. Would I Hellvent anything? At this point, probably not. Obviously, I had Unstable Vortex things. So if we're going to the Merchant of Magic in the next area, yeah, we definitely need as much money as possible here, which means that we're probably going to have to Flash Freeze on the top floor. Let me give the Wet Clash there. I wanted to give another Wet Clash, but I have to play Dante as well. We might draw... Okay, yeah, we didn't draw the ability to save Tethys here, but we have reforms left in the deck. We have so many reforms left in the deck. Huh? Definitely don't love this. And we go back to Tethys. Expand the field. Do mold again. This is interesting. Maybe I have to set up the lodestone totem on the next floor, because the Sorrow of Sorrows has sweep, so the primitive mold, I would be able to hit the enemy one time with the Tethys here, which is pretty weak. Alright, one time, it comes back with 16, dealing 9. No, 2 times. Okay, that sweep is pretty ridiculous. Okay, we can do this. You go there, and then... Perfect. We managed to generate less sweep there than I thought. How did that happen? Wow. I can't play either of these right now. Because if I do, I make it less likely I can reform the units that I actually need later, including Dante and the... Okay. Well, wait. $75. So this is 48. It's just under 150. Then this is 21, 16, 37, as well as 70. Okay, it's certainly not as much. Yeah. The enemy hit us for 11 and we died by 1. Yeah. The fact that we couldn't get as many incants off as we really wanted to made it a lot rougher. We also had like very disjointed plans for how we were going to deal with frontline units and how we were going to deal with all of the chumps. I honestly think that my kind of zealot to try and include some totems into this build, including the lodestone totem as well as the... Well, I'm considering the Mollusk Mages here to be a kind of totem, right? As well as, where are you? The Guardian Stone. I think, honestly, that's what, in large part, contributed to the death of the run there. What I really needed instead, because I wasn't actually casting as many spells per turn as I really wanted to, or needed to, rather, in order to actually make these significantly powerful. I think what I actually really needed was just to go Guard of the Unnamed and keep the Siren Song, cut the Lodestone Totem that I'd initially drafted, and then just have Guard of the Unnamed, Siren of the Sea, Tethys Titan Bane, have that just be a floor by itself. Siren of the Sea eventually grows to the size that it can start hitting frontliners for a decent amount of HP, but also it grows and scales its health alongside the Guard of the Unnamed, and as it does that, we end up with more defense for the Tethys Titan Bane. I think that's the direction we needed to go. Honestly, Dante in this deck was contributing, but Dante was contributing because I had... My spells were my plan for taking down frontliners, right? And my spells were very inconsistent at taking down frontliners. We couldn't really find much. We took a Titan's Gratitude in order to do it. Ice Storm was a random hit. That was for the sweeps. But then we later got the Tethys Titan Bane to supplement what was missing there. We also took Ancient Synergy for some more damage against the frontliners, but unfortunately we weren't able to get the deck to really come together in time. I don't think we were that far from this suddenly becoming really comfy. It'd probably be a draw gem and another look at another Merchant of Magic, a couple more cost reductions across the deck, and then we would be pretty happy. But that's not how that one went. Let's generate this challenge. Naturally, this being a clan combo that I won in C25 for the first time last episode, not necessarily my best clan combination, and you may see that in my performance here, but it's okay. We're learning. We're always learning. The custom challenge is Customer Future Wound. That is at the top of the link, top of the description down below. For the moment, though, my name is Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Monster Train. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.